Andy too. Where have you been? People have asked for you. Spat? Sure, thanks. I'm finally back from vacation. A holiday? Where to? I've been to the Caribbean for a few months. Ah, Caribbean. A lot of beach and rum drinking, I guess. Nah, did a hairstyling course. Hairstyling. Alright, that is something different. What are you doing? Four years of hard work and dedication, and we finally reached 100,000 subscribers. And some of them want me to change the music on the channel, right? I mean, this is like a trademark. When it plays, everyone comes together in front of the TV and watches the show. But changing it, you know, they never changed the Star Wars theme music or the intro music for Bonanza all of a sudden, you know. It's good music I have right now. It's good, right? It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's going slow, eh? This takes a lot of time and effort to reach so many subscribers. But what do you know? I'm going to start my own YouTube channel. What? A barber YouTube channel where you show people how to trim their bushes, huh? Right. No, it's actually about solar, batteries, BMSs and this sort of stuff. What? A battery and solar channel? Like mine? It's more testing, not so much other stuff. I've already set it up. You already have the channel. What's it called? Off a grid. What? Garage. Eh? 2. No. That's that shit. That's not going to happen. You have to come up with your own unique name for a YouTube channel. This is not going to happen. The name was free on YouTube. I am Andy 2 and this is the Off-Grid Garage 2. Makes a lot of sense to me. What are you going to show? I have already tested all the products and will keep doing it in the future. There's nothing left for you to test. All these emails from companies who want you to test their products and you haven't got time for it? I'll do that. How do you know about my emails and what companies send me for inquiries? I know all your emails and passwords and stuff. I am you. You are not like me. I mean, look at your hair. That is enough for 5 normal Andys. So you cannot use this channel name. End of the discussion. I just need some subscribers to get started. 20 at least. You want 20 subscribers before you even put out a video? Ha! Yeah. 20,000. You want 20,000 subscribers without making a single video? Fucking hell. You are insane. How should people even know you got a channel? Please support me on YouTube and subscribe to my channel Off-Grid Garage 2. The link is down in the video description. Thank you very much. Never. This will never happen. I had to work so hard to get 20,000 subscribers, making a lot of videos and working late night shifts. And you just want 20. And you've got no place where to go to test this stuff. You got no testers, no tools, nothing. I will use your garage when you're not here. I know where everything is, how everything works. I know where the tools are, the testers and the batteries and everything. And I'll clean up afterwards as if nothing has ever happened. You won't feel a thing. I don't know. I don't want you to make videos in here. Well, anyway, I'm really busy this morning and also have to change my passwords apparently, so don't forget to subscribe. What a guy. I don't like him. But you can't do without him either. And anyway, the link will be down under the video. Oh shit, I missed it. I started this YouTube channel here 4 years ago in September 2020 because I had questions. So yeah, welcome to the Off-Grid Garage YouTube channel. Yeah, at this point of time, there was not much information out there about lithium iron phosphate. Even the chemistry was on the market for a couple of years. I could not find any reliable information about how to charge and discharge, how far to charge this chemistry. And I forced myself through forums, but the information there was rather inconsistent or not existing at all. So I could not find any answers to my questions. And this was the time when I decided to buy the first 4 lithium iron phosphate cells from China. Directly through Alibaba, credit card, go for it. Yeah, some people are still a little bit concerned to order with Alibaba in China directly. And I can fully understand this. I was the same when I ordered the first time. It took me like 6 weeks or 7 or 8 weeks even to make the decision to do that. And I totally refused to put my credit card details into a Chinese website, you know. But my wife always said, just do it, it will be fine. And so, yeah. And then end of July, I did my first order with Alibaba directly, put my credit card details in and ordered my first box of 4 battery cells. Look at this. They look amazing. And I had the idea to test all these batteries myself and share this information in the forums, you know, or even better, here on YouTube. You know, sharing what I'm doing, how I test, all the results in all details. Exactly the answers I was missing on the internet. And I thought surely there are some people out there who are interested in these results and may watch these videos and subscribe to the channel. And this is basically how everything started. I am creating a new YouTube channel. So I ordered my first 4 lithium iron phosphate cells from Basin through Alibaba. And I also ordered the ZKE tester, the EBC A20, the small one, the little one. 5 amps charging, 20 amps discharging. And man, do you still remember this 100 ampere hour lithium iron phosphate battery, this single battery we had, and we charged it up and down, left and right, did all the tests with the ZKE tester. Yeah, exactly this one. I mean, this was amazing, right? We put a lot of cycles on this one cell. And then I created this website as well and shared all these information and all these files and graphs and CSV files for the ZKE tester on this website as well. So everyone could download it and study it themselves and had a look at the graphs and data. That was really good. I mean, we made history because all this information was missing out there. Nobody did any testing like this. Yeah, and then I had these 4 280 ampere hour lithium iron phosphate cells here to make a 12-volt battery, put a inverter on it, some solar panels and a charge controller, and this was my first plan to build a little system. And then comments under the video said, well, Andy, you should go 24 volts. It's much better, more efficient, thinner cables, a lot better system, more powerful. So I thought about it and I said, okay, why not? So I ordered another 4 of these lithium iron phosphate cells through Alibaba. And then I had a look at the inverters out there and I found these 48 volt inverters. And I said, whoa, boy, this would be a very, very powerful system. And if you want to be serious about it and connect more and like charging the vehicle from it and everything, I needed more capacity anyway and a bigger system. So I decided to really start with 48 volt and ordered another 8. Because I decided I didn't want to build the 24 volt system. I want to build a 48 volt system with about 15 kilowatt hours of storage. So we're getting the same amount of cells again to double up to 16 cells all in total then. So I had 3 different orders to make this 16S battery. And remember, we put this all in this plastic tub, you know, in this storage container. I modified it a bit and put it on a trolley so you can wheel it around and put all the 16 cells in. And I polished all the battery terminals, right? Okay, battery has now charged and I start polishing 32 terminals. It'll be a long night. Because these were the flat terminals with a hole inside with a thread. There was no welded studs on top of the terminals back then. This was all like a 5-6 millimeter deep threads, M6, and you had to put your set screws in it and use washers and spring washers and nuts and all this kind of stuff. So that was pretty cool actually. And this was also the time when I bought the first BMS the QUCC-BMS. And I had a look around back then 4 years ago, and everything was DALI. You know, forums, everyone used DALI, DALI, DALI. Some used JBD, but most of it was DALI. And I had a look at the specifications and said, why? Why are people buying these DALI BMSs? They have like a 20 milliamp balance current. Yeah, for a 280 ampere hour battery. I mean, how long does it take to balance then, right? And then I had a look around on AliExpress and found this QUCC BMS with, I think it was 200 milliamps, so 10 times more than the DALIs. And it came with a Bluetooth app and 200 amps, and it also had a relay on it to disconnect the battery, a big fat contactor. Well, DALI and JBD, they all used MOSFETs, and I thought, well, the contactor is always better, you know, you've got a physical disconnect from the battery in case. But then later, when we did the first testing with this battery and the QUCC BMS, we figured out very quickly that 200 milliamps passive balancing is not quite enough for a 280 ampere hour battery. The BMS is not able to balance this one cell. I know, I can hear you. Andy, you need a cell balancer, an active cell balancer. With these larger cells, the 200 milliamp balance current is just not enough. And then I discovered the JKBMS online with a 2 amp active balancer. And nobody was using this BMS. I couldn't find much information about it in the forums and everything. DALI was still the king there. So I went ahead and ordered one for $220 or something, plus a bit of shipping. This BMS never arrived. And I was so keen to get this BMS I wanted to show you what the active balancer can do and if it works. I wanted to do more testing and see if this actually makes far more sense than a passive balancer we had in the QUCC BMS. But this BMS never arrived. And with AliExpress, I had to wait the grace period for the shipping time before I can actually log a complaint and ask for a refund. And this was like another 10 weeks or so. In the meantime, I ordered another one. And this was from the Hangsaw store. They had the JKBMS on there as well. And then we started testing the JKBMS for the very first time on this battery 1.0 in the plastic tub. And I had always difficulties to fully top balance it. The QUCC BMS was not able to keep it under control, especially considering we used cells from 3 different deliveries and manufacturers or suppliers. They were all EVE cells, but different suppliers. So we took off the QUCC BMS and slapped the JKBMS on it. And the very first charge, I still remember this, it was just freaking amazing. It fully top balanced the battery up to 3.65 volts without any issues. 2 amp active balancer, slow to balance, but very, very efficient. And you know, the Bluetooth app was great. It gave you all the details. It was easy to read, easy to set all the parameters. Unlike the QUCC BMS, where you had a ton of information and settings. I didn't even understand what they were for. I don't know if I get any glare from this window when I'm filming here against. Let's do it this way here. It's always better to have a bit of a darker background, right? And really, honestly, until today, I think the JKBMS is the best one on the market so far, especially in this price segment for do-it-yourself and also commercial installations. It is a pretty good BMS. It has never failed me, so I think it's good. You know, and then after building this plastic tub with the first battery inside, that was like 14.5 kilowatt hours or something, we connected this to the electrical cabinet we had here on the power wall, the 2 MPPT solar charge controllers, connected this all up, and we had our first off-grid system here. It was amazing. We did a ton of testing with that. And honestly, I wanted more capacity anyway, because charging the Tesla with this battery was always a bit of, it got down quickly, right? And I thought about another plastic tub putting on top of this one, but the actual structure of these plastic containers are not made for holding 120 kilos, you know. So I had to come up with another idea. And this idea was quickly found in the hardware store around the corner. The battery shelf. Exactly, yeah. I thought about it for quite a while to start this project actually, because this was a battery shelf from scratch, just a storage shelf you use for your garage or your storage room at home. And man, what a project, right? Over months, I built up this storage shelf to be a battery storage in 3 levels and a bit of power distribution at the top. And I bought this 4 meter long, really heavy duty bus bar And we built this vertical and horizontal bus bar system, drilled a ton of holes, and I bought these no-arc MCCBs to connect every single battery row to this bus bar system. And then I had a big main breaker as a main switch at the top to disconnect all the batteries. And back then I had a lot of, I wouldn't say negative feedback, but a lot of discouraging feedback, because people said, this is not going to work. This is a storage shelf and you want to put batteries in. The floor is not made for that. And the bus bar will not fit. And this is all too tight, too cramped and everything. And up to a point where I really doubted myself with this project then, because it just wouldn't finish, it just dragged on and more design changes and more thinking and more ordering. And back then it took like 4, 5, 6 weeks to get material in from AliExpress. It was just a crazy time, but I had to push through it, because I wanted to show all the doubters of this project that it can be done, that I can do it, and that it will work, and that it will look good and beautiful and is powerful. It was like a 44 kilowatt hour battery altogether in this battery shelf. Very compact design actually, and it looks good, right? With a clear front for the battery shelves, you can look inside, and all the cabling is nicely done. And this was the first big community project I started here on the channel, where I was asking you questions and said, should I go in this direction? Should I do it this way or that way? What do you think? These are the pros and cons. What do you think? And you gave me a ton of feedback, and I picked some of your really good ideas, and eventually I finalized this battery shelf and put it in the space here in the now battery room in the corner. Can't believe we are finally done. I think we started almost a year ago with the design and planning of this battery shelf. And now finally it is fully done. And we also built this power wall at the same time with 4 solar charge controllers and these 2 inverters connected in series to increase the power output of the whole system. So that was an amazing project and achievement here for the Off-Grid Garage. We have the Multi-Plus running all the time and delivers power up to 4.7 kilowatts to our load. And if there is more load needed, it automatically turns on the Phoenix. So most of the time this one will just stay off here, and only if additional power is required, this one will automatically turn on, started by the Multi-Plus. And back then I had the Helltech, the Overkill and the JKBMS in this battery shelf. So all 3 battery banks had a different BMS. And we did a ton of testing as well, how these batteries behave in parallel when one is more empty than another one, and we connect them in parallel. And honestly, lithium iron phosphate is so easy to handle and to deal with. And the shelf, once it was finished, it was a bit of a revolution, with so much capacity, 44 kilowatt hours. But I also had the idea to share this build process in all details, not just a 10-minute video about building such a battery. No, it was over months, we built this battery shelf up, and I was sharing every single detail from drilling, filing, cutting. And this was all not so much from an electrical perspective to connect this battery, but also from a mechanical perspective, to give people more confidence to start their own projects, and I've seen other projects popping up then in forums like, oh, I've seen this one on Andy's channel here, but I'm building my wooden crate battery box now, and it was totally fine, and it was not like I wanted people to copy my project, it was more like to inspire people to start their own project with their own ideas and just pick little hints and ideas from my videos. Of course, we learned a lot about the electrical side as well with the BMSs and paralleling these batteries and stuff. But the inspiring part, the sharing of this to the community, was always a big portion of this channel here, and it will continue to be like that. And this is also part where I'm not taking any sponsorships from EcoFlow or Blue Yeti or something with the bigger batteries for home storage and all this kind of stuff. They want me to make a 5 to 8 minute dedicated video about this device, and I said, guys, this is a big battery system. You want me to put all this information into a 5-minute video? This will be a commercial and advertising, but this is not how it works here on the channel. I want to test this system in all details and share these details here on the channel with you. I don't want to make a commercial. And I'm always making this very clear to these companies then when they contact me and say, do you want to test this battery or this system or this device or whatever, and make a dedicated video about it. How much is your rate? And I always say, no, there's no rate. You can send me your device for testing, but I will take it apart and test it my way. I will not make a 5 to 8 minute video about this. and put an affiliate link under the video so other people can buy it. I want to test it. I want to understand how it works, what the pros and cons are, and share this here on the channel. So it may take me 5 videos, 40 minutes each, to test your system. And honestly, I would say about 80% of the companies are not getting back to me afterwards. They don't want this. Because they have watched some videos here on the channel where I tested stuff, and if they get only 1 or 2 frogs, they don't want this publicity out there, especially not now with 100,000 subscribers. Thank you very much for that. They're just pushing out this material to YouTubers. But this is not quite something I want to do here. I'm really dedicated to the do-it-yourself community here and sharing what I think and my honest opinion about devices, if they are good or bad. And this is also something many people watching my channel do not understand. Yeah, when I test certain things, I usually go not the straight way because this is the known standard path. I want to do it differently. I want to go another way, another path, and see what happens if we change these settings, the parameters in the BMS, for example. What happens? Why are these settings like they are as the standard and everyone knows they are working? What happens if we change them? Yeah, and then you're ending up with all these comments under the videos and said, Andy, you should have used these and these settings to make it work. I don't want to make it work. I know how it works. We want to make it not work. And think about it and learn from it and understand why it is that way and not the other way. This is the second big part of this channel here, testing and making sense out of it. Of course you can build a battery system and make a 5 or 10 minute video about it, but this is not what helps people. We want to see in all details how everything is connected and set up and programmed and working and tested afterwards. So I'm really not trying to make any advertising for companies here. I really tell my honest opinion, and if it is shit, I tell you. And if it is good, I link it down below with an affiliate link. And by the way, guys, thank you very much for using all my referral links under the videos and on my website. This helps a ton and makes these videos possible, as you know. It keeps me independent and not sponsored from any company. And quite frankly, reaching these 100,000 subscribers was through the support from you guys. Me, yes, I am holding the camera and making these videos, but your support is why we have reached these 100,000 subscribers. And quite frankly, why we are here. So thank you very much for that. And I'm really grateful to be able to make these videos here in my garage and share all this information with you guys. So yeah, and I guess I have come from a plastic tub to a battery shelf to now a battery and system room, you know. And I'm building this room here for a very specific purpose, actually. I want to do an experiment which has never been done before, I think. It is a wild idea at the moment, but this battery room will greatly assist me in testing this out. And this experiment is unimaginable, and I think this is why nobody has tried it before. So maybe we will have success, or maybe we will fail with this experiment. I don't know yet, but one thing is for sure, we will learn a ton from that. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your great support here. Thank you for 100,000 subscribers. Unbelievable. And this is Andy from the Off-Grid Garage in sunny hot Australia signing off. You stay charged, stay safe, and thanks again for watching. See you then. Bye bye. Setting the next goal here. You have to dream big. Don't forget to subscribe. Link is down below. There will be no link down below.